Day 2, more good news. Yes, we are seeing good news pop out everywhere. We got several different articles out there about even better news. We're thinking rates are falling, and they are straight to the ground. But before we jump into all of that, I got to introduce myself because some of you guys don't even know who I am. Welcome to Real Estate Daily. My name is Troy, and every day we go over the latest news in real estate, housing, and the mortgage market. Now, before we jump into all that, if you think I'm good looking, hit that like button, not the subscribe button. If you think I'm not good looking, hit that subscribe button. There we go. If you have any comments, please leave them below. I would definitely appreciate it. We want to show you all the different aspects of the real estate market, what's happening, and why the market is about to heat up. Let's jump right into it. Here is an article from DS News. It says home now appreciating at a rate of 9%. So with all the doomsday, media out there for all of the pretty much the last 3 quarters, we saw that in the fourth quarter, data shows that year over year, houses went up about 9%. Not down 20%, not crash to the ground, not burning, not doing any of that. All bullshit, right? It has everything to do with perception. And when they talked about the housing market, they were really focusing on one sector, which was the new builds. Because new builders, they're the first ones that bail out of a hot housing market because they don't want to get stuck with inventory. They're only here for money making activities. I can't say that more often. So with that being said, appreciation of homes up 9% year over year. Guys, we're going to see probably a little boom here next. Now, I reported this also. Mortgage demand soars again, 28%. We're talking the month. We're just seeing a lot of people saying, wow, interest rates keep falling. They're going down. There's a lot of positive attitude and positive news about the Fed possibly slowing down their rate increases or even stopping them whatsoever. Mortgage companies are jumping all over it. In fact, we know that for most of us out there, we know that the Fed follows the 2-year bond, and the 2-year bond's telling the Fed, stop what you're doing, and that's why they're slowing everything down. There's other aspects of what the Fed is really looking at, obviously job report as well as consumer consumption. We're also looking at that, but guys, we're seeing the last, 60 days, almost every day we can average 5,000 job losses. That's really bad. That's going on. But I think all the chain supply issues are all gone, and there's too much things are on the market right now to purchase. And that's what's keeping this Fed from not stopping, is because we're still not seeing enough jobs lost, and we're still seeing consumers consume, right? Next one. Been saying this, continue to say it. It's not financial advice. If you have retirement funds, the U.S. government is going to devalue it to nothing. Social Security is a joke, right? The blue team keeps telling you that the red team wants to get rid of it, but the blue team keeps devaluing your money to nothing, so they'll get rid of it a different way without saying it. And now we're starting to see all these hedge funds and these retirement funds, they're getting depleted. Thank you, Lord. Starwood and KKR limited real estate fund withdrawals. They continue to limit it because people keep pulling out of it, and it just keeps showing. We saw BlackRock 3 weeks ago. We saw, Morgan Stanley, as well as other big hedge funds out here in the United States. They keep limiting the amount of money coming outflows of them because they're really hurting. But what I continue to tell you over and over is that you need to do your own research. You need to figure out what is the best way that your money can be working for you. If it's T-bills, think about it. A 1-year T-bill right now is at 4.7%. So if I took my money and I put it into a T-bill in 12 months, I'm making 4.7%. If any of you, or the majority of you, would have done that last year this time, you wouldn't have gone through the 15 or 20% that the stock market, and even greater on S&P 500 and NASDAQ that went down. And and your hedge fund manager sat there and he still had his three martini lunches and he still played golf half the week because he still was getting paid regardless if he does a good job or not. You need to think about that over and over. If they're out playing golf, they're not working for your retirement money. And the majority of people's money that are in some type of liquidity fund or a bank is really their retirement fund. It's not in the bank. It's not in Wells Fargo. It's not in a savings account. It's in a retirement account. And that guy is still playing golf on your dime, laughing it off, getting drunk on the golf course, hitting balls, shanking balls everywhere. Next, my girlfriend. Well, let's see if she reports anything that's positive. Oh my God, she is. Builder sentiment rose 4% in January 2023. Well, come on, Diana. We all know that you don't say anything positive unless something slid under the rug left there. Maybe a $20 bill and a handshake. I don't know. Just messing with you. So we just saw it go up. It rose 4 points. That's enormous. It went down virtually the entire year of 2022, and then all of a sudden it rose right now. Why? Because we saw it peak out about 7% in October. That's where rates were at. They have now gone down. I told everybody at the end of November, it's time to buy. Any sellers have on the market, the interest rates are going down. If they're selling their homes, you need to jump on it right away. Well, we're seeing that momentum go into 2023. We're not seeing big inventory moves still, but we're seeing buyers come in the market. I absolutely think that somewhere in February or March, we might actually see multiple offers again, especially when rates hit about 5.5. We're going to see rates here in a minute, but when rates hit 5.5, and that's the high end, you're pretty much going to get jumbos right around 5 or low 4s. We're going to see a housing boom. The only way that the housing boom won't happen is if there's no inventory. If people are still scared of getting out of their homes because there's nowhere else to go with that 2.5% or 3% interest rate. But we're going to see a little bit of a boom in the refi market. So we know that if we really take a look at the future coming out, if the Fed just even stops raising rates, we're going to see a housing boom. It isn't what the Fed wants to see because then it causes inflation again, right? Well, we'll see what happens here. But at least we're seeing positiveness out of the builders that have really saw a big hammer in 2022. And last but not least, American Psycho producer lists invisible house in Joshua Tree. Pretty cool. It's a mirror house that just reflects everything. The home was available for $150,000 a month. Hey, where's Hunter at? Hunter, where you at, bro? You staying in a room for 50 grand? You have a whole fucking palace out here. And guess what? They don't know where you're at. They can't find you. It's an invisible house. Jesus. So check it out. This is what the inside of it is. Looks pretty cool. You have all those beautiful desert scenes out there. Is there a pool in here? Is there an oasis in here? We don't think so. All right. Well, there it is. Wow, check that out. You can definitely do what was that, a lap pool? Mm-hmm. Wow, those are pretty cool. So it's funny when people build shit for themselves and then they turn around and they sell, they go, gosh damn, it's so unique. It's worth so much money. Guys, comment down below. How many of you would pay $18 million to live in Joshua Tree? And the only thing around you are tarantulas and cactus. Throw an occasional snake that's rolling by. I'm not sure if that's called, living, or it's just like, oh yeah, I'm in the desert and I found a place to hang out. It's only 25 feet long. Wow. All right, guys, let's jump into what's really important is rates. Boom, that is. Boom, that is. Yes, we saw conforming just drop 12 basis points down to 6.08. Guys, can we see the fives? Give me a 5.
5.
Give me a high 5.
High 5.
There we go. We want to see a 5s come in real quick here. I didn't think it was going to happen in January. It looks like euphoria is hitting. We're going to see what happens, how euphoria is going to really hit when we see all these companies come out with their earnings. We saw Netflix just take a beep in my pants, or in their pants. The CEO bailed on them as well, took that golden parachute before there's no money left, right? So, yeah. Also, we saw a big drop in 15-year conforming, went down 13 basis points. We also saw FHA go down 6 basis points to 6.10. Look at them fight their way down to the high fives. Jumbo went up a little bit, but we're seeing it. This is the lowest it's been for quite a while. If you really look at the trend from over 7%, there we go, over 7% as it goes down and down and down, and I don't know where my finger's going. There we go. All right, so we're seeing it go down and down. I suspect that earnings for most of these companies will going to come out in the very first couple weeks of February. We're also going to have the Fed meet on February 1st and come out with their rates. I know we're probably going to see a little bit of a downturn, definitely in the companies. There's no question about it. But that might give the Fed all they need to know that they have something pretty positive to say on that news conference when they meet on February 1st. If that's a fact, we might be seeing fives right there within the next 2 weeks. Well, guys, thank you very much for joining me today. I will be back tomorrow with some more fantastic news, or news that we need to know. But if you're a buyer, you're out there, contact your real estate agent. It's a time to jump back in before rates do get in the fives and they're just an inflow of buyers hitting the market. Well, guys, we will see you tomorrow.